At your family's holiday parties this year, be the welcoming Nana, the generous Nana, the warm Nana, or to sum it all up, just be the hospitable Nana. Hospitality can feel somewhat like a lost art, so my next guest says it's a Nana's responsibility to revive it for the greater grandchild good. Author, speaker, and friend of the show, Mary Jo Bell, is sharing ways for Nanas to practice hospitality during the holidays. Mary, I've missed our last couple of chats here, so I'm glad to be jumping in with you today. How are you?
I'm good, and I've missed you too. Your light is so
Oh,
bright, and in the holiday season and in all seasons, Brooke, I really
oh.
have missed you, and I'm so happy.
Oh, well, thank you. I send that
Yeah.
love right back, and I feel the same about you. And I love that you're zeroing in on this word hospitality, which you define as more than just food, more than a well-made bed, more than decor. How do you define hospitality specifically from the Nana perspective?
That's such a great question. First, I just want to show you that my hair is not a Dr. Seuss character. I don't know. My hair has a mic.
I think you look darling.
That goes. So Nana from a hospitality from a Nana perspective, just I think simply means looking at it through the lens of the grandchild. Like, how will my Nana actions help bless these grandchildren? Like, what can I do? So maybe picture a Nana standing at the entrance to her home, and there she is, full of love and warm embrace. And then right behind that entrance is a tidy-ish home. Not perfectly tidy. I don't think even Marie Kondo has a perfectly clean laundry room all the time, but tidy-esque creates a feeling of peace for little children. And we realize that 5 minutes into having a child over or grandchildren, messes can ensue. My friend Laurie's husband calls this righteous clutter, and I would agree with that.
I love that righteous clutter. There's no better kind. There's no better kind. Well, when you talk about it being a Nana's role, a Nana's job to revive hospitality, why so?
Well, I think we can bring hospitality back one Nana at a time because it's so important for kids to have that feeling of safety and love and protection and food and all of these things, especially in the world that we're in today. We know that having meals, which are iconically associated with Nanas, create feelings of emotional well-being in children. They're associated with even higher academic performance. They're associated with greater life satisfaction. They're just a great thing that we can offer. They can be simple or they can be complex. But when we bring those memories back or bring those things back for kids, we create core memories in them that can comfort them in their old age. So we see a little 4-year-old and we think, oh, you're such a darling 4-year-old. Someday that could be a 94-year-old who will not have us in person to comfort them, but will have the core memories of the hospitality that we offered to them when they were little
Yes.
or young.
Yes, and when I think of the word hospitality, I agree we don't talk about it or maybe formally practice it enough, but when I think about that word, I think of almost a temperature, like a warmth, like a vibe, and it translates directly to my grandma's home, from the velvet rocking chair to, the warm hugs. I mean, it really is more of a feeling than it is an action, right? A little bit of both I get, but that feeling is what should lead.
Oh my gosh, Brooke, you could not have said that better. I feel like when we say Nanas, how does that relate to hospitality? I feel like Nanas kind of are hospitality. I feel like the
Yes.
embodiment of that warmth and that love, no matter what they do.
Yes.
If it's a hug or a cup of hot cocoa or a meal or listening ear or a friend, and it's just the embodiment of hospitality.
Yes.
So yeah.
And as we consider how we might step up our efforts this holiday season, our hospitality efforts as Nanas, you say there are two kinds to look at, the big scale hospitality and the small scale. Let's start with big. What does hospitality big look like?
Okay, big doesn't have to be super big. We're not talking magicians and ponies. Like, we're just talking maybe a little bit extra. So to give you an example, well, first let me just say, when you're a little kid, you know that you're kind of a second-class citizen. I mean, let's be honest. You know that the adults are busy and buzzing around you, and you're not necessarily the focus. But when a grandmother or someone makes a special effort to focus intentionally on you, that creates an impression and a beautiful core memory. So with that in mind, daughters and a daughter-in-law and I just kind of got together and did a combined, I'll say this 10 times fast, a combined teddy bear herbal tea birthday party. Okay. Mouth. But we just this table that was really fun with this beautiful china from my friend Lorene, and she let me borrow it all. We didn't even actually use it. We just set it up and made it really pretty so it would give them that, yeah, there we are at the craft table. We just
Oh.
want that feeling of magic. So we did a craft and a game and, storybook time and then this tea party thing, and that they never even had tea. It was just this herbal peppermint stuff, but we just kind of wanted to set it up so they'd have that feeling of magic. And I
Yeah.
know they did, because when they left, our little granddaughter Clara confided in her mom. She goes, I knew that would be good, but I didn't know it'd be that good.
Oh, go, Clara, saying what we're all feeling. I love that. So hospitality, big, an event, something we put together, maybe pour a little more time into, a little more effort to. What does small scale hospitality look like in the life of a Nana, Mary Jo?
Oh, sure. I'll tell you, I forgot that we also had a Santa breakfast. We should talk about that, where we invited a Santa over, and he dressed up as Santa, and his 3-year-old didn't even know who he was. And he sat her on her lap, and he said, have you been good this year? And she said, well, I'm trying to scream less and share more. So that was really, we just got a suit on Amazon. No
Give
big deal.
that girl everything she wants. Scream less, and what was it? Scream less.
It's what?
What did she say? Scream less and?
Scream less, share more. I'm trying to scream less and share more.
That's all we can do. That's all we can do in life, right?
Any age.
I love it. Right. I love it.
And small scale is just everything we can do on an everyday basis. Just that listening ear, that hug, that's something warm. I remember one time I was running out of my friend Teresa's house into a freezing rain, getting in the car, and she followed me out with a little cup of cocoa. We had a little to-go cup. And I've never forgotten that moment of hospitality. We offer those little tiny things. But the very best thing we can offer, Nanas, is our warm love, acceptance, and that big hug, because you, Nanas, you bring the magic, you bring the joy with your smile and your embrace. You are the power that this generation needs.
I've got 1 minute left. I do want to ask you whether the hospitality efforts are large scale or small. You do believe that Nanas can create an ambiance to enhance memories specifically. In the 60 seconds we have left, how can we do that?
Just little things that address the senses. So maybe you've got something that smells really good. I'm looking to Pura. I know you love that. Maybe you've got something that's a delicious dish, that's a tradition. Maybe you've got something that you can hear, like some gorgeous music that always creates ambiance.
Yes.
Just think about the senses.
Okay. All right. And start there. Mary, thank you so much. Where can we go to get more advice and more inspiration from you?
Well, you can go find me in my book. I mean, not the actual me. There's no miniaturized version. But I am in the book, quote unquote, called Pursuit of Happy Nest, HAPPI-NEST, and it's on for screaming sale that I just found out about last night. You might want to check it out on cedarfort.com. It's written particularly for non-members who want to learn more about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but don't want to join the church. They just want to know how Latter-day Saints build stronger families. So it can be a member giving it to a non-member, or it can be for you, non-member, to learn more about it in a casual way. cedarfort.com. The rest is on maryjobell.com. You can find our podcast.
All right. Thank you, friend. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, pal. We'll see you next time. Bye.